And I didn't want Animals to be a celebrity tie-in. The bloke off The Office cashes in. So I was very careful what I did. I wanted to write a show that might have been my first Edinburgh show. You know, I did small theatres because I knew it was about the intimacy. I'm much better when I'm doing asides or acting something out. There's nothing really standalone in The Office. I mean, you might think that the dance is standalone because it's been taken out of context and shown, but we worked very hard to make sure that that was a feasible thing to happen. It was Red Nose Day, so there's things that happen a little bit crazy anyway. Neil had just done a choreographed dance that was obviously very good, and he saw it and it couldn't be let down. So all these things, it was possible that this man going through a midlife crisis, you know, it was Red Nose Day and this was the last straw. So it was suddenly probable that he might do a ridiculous dance as opposed to ludicrous. So you have to be worried about why things are funny. And some people don't realise. Some people create great things and they don't realise why it was so funny, because they get caught up in the jokes or the central character. And we cut out loads of jokes. There's people out there going, yeah, we know, we noticed. Do you want to put some back in? But we cut out loads of jokes because we thought it interfered with the overall pathos or the arc of the Tim and Dawn thing. And I think people tuned in for Brent but stayed for Tim and Dawn. I never understood why Steptoe stayed with his dad. I just thought, just leave, he's a nightmare. But he's trapped emotionally. It's his dad. Of course he stays with him. It's his dad. Fletcher, more obvious. Why doesn't he leave? He's in prison. My influences are American, I think. They seem to be more and more, but looking back, it was always there. My first love of comedy was Laurel and Hardy. And there's little bits of that in The Office. Or things like Spinal Tap, obvious direct influence on The Office, a fake documentary about the minutiae of a subject. You know, we wanted people to say about The Office does for stationery what Spinal Tap did for guitars. Simpsons, greatest show of all time. There's little bits and pieces of that in The Office, just directorially sometimes, that we love the way The Simpsons sort of, you said a stupid thing. It came to me, I looked back at you for too long, it went back to you, you looked at me and it came back to me one more time. It's just too long. And The Simpsons do that just brilliantly. I like David Brent. I think he's alright. I think he's just free-falling. I think his life's not turned out quite how he wanted it to, and so he's making excuses as opposed to getting on with it. But he's not a bad man, you know. His worst crime is confusing respect with popularity, and he thinks, if I can make these people laugh and if I can go home thinking I'm popular, then my life's been worthwhile. Brent's trapped psychologically. He can't leave it. He should go, do you know what, don't film anymore, I've got on with my life, I've got to sort a few things out. But he's thinking, today I'm going to show him what a great philosopher I am. He's trapped. He can't let it go. He thinks this is his way out. But I think the main thing is recognition. You know, I'd like to say it was the great writing, directing and acting of the central... Because let's face it, we say ensemble piece. There's one main one. I say it's an ensemble piece so the other actors don't think I'm getting above my station, but Brent's the main one. My favourite laughter track is the Flintstones. Love that. I love there being a laughter track on a cartoon. That's great. And sometimes Fred gets a bigger laugh than Barney. And I don't know what Barney thought of that, because he must have known it was a bloke with a machine. Barney going, well, why isn't that one so funny? They go, well, I'll just do a few laughs. I go, that's a good line. Beef it up. Why does Flintstone get all the big laughs? Well, it is his show, really. I'm walking. I've got the better bird. On your bike. Make it funny. British sitcoms didn't drop in, I suppose, the romance. Even though we drip fed it, most British sitcoms were around a central character that is a buffoon and, you know, gets back to square one somehow. And any romance is farcical or doomed to failure. But you're not usually rooting for Rigsby to get the girl. You're seeing in what a funny way he doesn't get the girl. Why politics? It seems like as good a subject as any, really. And I think the bigger the subject, the more import a subject has, the more you can deconstruct it. So, you know, when I start talking intelligently about, you know, Gandhi, Martin Luther King, Nietzsche, it's funnier to deconstruct that than if I'm talking about Edwina Currie, you know. So I like the gravitas to sort of play with it, really. I just want to get good at it, really. I can tick sitcom, I can't tick stand-up, you know. The Animals was my 11 o'clock show, Meet Ricky Gervais. I want politics to be my Office. Oh, what, because you thought The Office was so good? Yeah, I did. Alright? I've said it. I think it's brilliant. Cut.